All right, y'all. So I'm back for part one of the reunion. As you guys know, Nina Parker is the host as always. It starts off with Alexis and Masika's. Well, taking a look at Alexis and Masika's storyline throughout the season. They have Alexis backstage via satellite or whatever, to keep her and Masika away from each other, and also because of the fact that she's pregnant, and we all know she's pregnant by a Fetty Wap and everything, and she's sitting up here saying to Masika how she's going to show her how to slay a 9-month pregnancy and this, that, and the third, and I'm like, so you're proud to have a baby by this guy that you was with, and then he done had more than one person pregnant. Now you pregnant by him, and he got multiple kids. Whatever floats her boat. But anyways, so Nina is asking, well, who are you pregnant by or whatever, and Alexis is like, ask Masika and everything. Masika is like, that's what I would like to know. Eeny meeny miny ho or whatever. And Alexis is like, I mean, it's Fetty and everything. And so Nina is like, well, were you sexually involved with anybody else or whatever? And Alexis, she's like, if you're asking if Lucci is the father, then no, he's not. He's my friend and everything. And Lucci is like, it might be my baby or whatever, this, that, and the third. Like, I'm trying to be calm right now. And Alexis is like, what do you mean you trying to be calm or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not your baby. Like, we're friends, or, why are you trying to play me like that? And he claims that he's hurt or whatever. And I'm just like, what? Like, why are you hurt? Like I'm not understanding this here. So Nina is asking, what I'm saying, like, she's asking Chanel, do her and Lucci still talk or whatever, and she's like, no, once me and Alexis became friends, I stopped talking to him or whatever, because it just, I didn't want to be involved with all of that or whatever. And he's sitting up here also saying how, I just find it funny how you was pregnant by me at first, and Alexis had to remind him, no, the test was negative or whatever, which, we remember that earlier in the season, she took a pregnancy test, she said the test was negative, so what the hell is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, Masika is saying how, Alexis only wanted to be famous or whatever. Well, I mean, she only wants to be famous, and how she tried to put her own sex tape out, and then she went on the Amber Rose's show to try to play victim and all that other stuff. And, she's like, there were several women who were pregnant around the time that her and Fetty had this imaginary relationship or whatever. And she's like, why aren't you attacking them? Why are you only attacking me? That's because I have a TV platform or whatever. That's why you're only attacking me. I said, Masika kind of got a point there, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really see her getting into it with the other baby mamas or whatever. But anyways, Alexis is saying that, my issue with Masika is deeper than Fetty. She done harass me. She done try to sabotage my name. She done paid the blogs these stories or whatever, this, that, and the third. And they just going back and forth with one another, calling each other cum mouth and all this other bullshit. And, Alexis is like, I mean, our children are going to be siblings, so get over it. Then Masika going to sit up here and talk about my child is going to be nothing to your child, little orphan Annie. And I'm just like, come on, Masika. Like, now, damn well, as much as you go off about people talking about your kid and stuff like that, like, didn't you just drag Hazel for talking about your kid and your mothering skills and all this other stuff? Then you going to sit up here and say that about her child, her unborn child on top of that? Like, come on, Masika. Come on. Like, you that was fucked up. That was really fucked up, and you looked like a real hypocrite doing that. But anyways, so Nina is talking to Lyrica or whatever about the beef with Alexis and Masika. And Lyrica is saying how she really wasn't trying to choose sides or whatever. She was just, just trying to have a good time because she liked Alexis or whatever. She met Alexis through Lucci or whatever, and Lucci was like, yeah, with me fucking her on my couch and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, that was unnecessary. But she was like that she didn't know that it was gonna be a beef with her, Moniece and Masika or whatever. So Zale's position was, what I'm saying, he didn't want them to be beef and he didn't want to be in the middle of it, so that's why he was trying to sit them both down, this, that, and the third. So next thing you know, Alexis had said something or whatever about Masika popping Zans or some shit like that. So Masika, she gets up. She like, where this bitch at? Where this bitch at? As if they really gonna let her backstage and get to her. Like, come on now. So, Hazel, she's sitting up here saying, Zannies, Zannies, or something like that she was saying. And, Moniece felt the need to interject herself yet again into Masika's bullshit or whatever. So she's popping off on Hazel or whatever. So that makes Masika redirect her attention to Hazel or whatever, and she's trying to go off on Hazel. Moniece, tries to get at Hazel and everything. Hazel trying to get at Moniece or whatever. Of course, you guys know security is involved or whatever. And Hazel is like, and you better not talk shit about my nigga ever again, or something like that. She was saying, and they took Moniece backstage or whatever, and she just so angry and just yelling like, "Oh, I hate her," and all this other stuff, and it's just like, Moniece, why did you even jump into that shit? Why do you continuously do that? You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, so Hazel, she ended up leaving the reunion. She didn't even stay or whatever. Who gives a fuck? So Nina is like, she's asking Moniece, like, what just happened here or whatever. So Moniece is saying that, she said that Hazel's boyfriend looked like he was 12 and 75 at the same time. That's something that she said, like, earlier on in the season or whatever. And, so therefore, Hazel was sitting up here saying she was going to slap the dog shit out of her or whatever. And, I told her she better not put her hands on me. And, that was that, whatever. So then we slide into the flashback of AD and Moniece's relationship throughout the season. So, AD is talking about how her and Moniece met or whatever, how they hit it off. And, we know that they're still together, you know what I'm saying? And we've been knowing. And Tiffany is also on the stage or whatever. And she does resemble Keisha Cole, y'all. She does resemble her. But, AD says that she was surprised that, Moniece thought that Tiffany was in love with her, because she's like, no way. Like, this is my best friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had already tried to go down that route a long time ago and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? But then as time went along, I started questioning myself. Like, is she in love with me? You know what I'm saying? And Tiffany was like, we were 17 years old. We experimented. I realized it wasn't for me. So, that was that. No, I'm not in love with her or whatever. But AD, was venting to me a lot about Moniece or whatever. And I realized I didn't like her and I didn't want to be around her or whatever. So, and then she was also, no. AD was like, well, she told me, Moniece wasn't being affectionate with me in public, like holding my hand and all this other stuff or whatever. And, AD is like, you sitting up here trying to give me a relationship advice when you done had failed relationships and you done had 5 different men tatted on you or whatever. And Masika being all dramatic over there and the cut falling out on Mr. Ray or whatever. I mean, when AD first said that shit some episodes ago, I was like, 5 different what? Like, girl. But anyways, so AD is sitting up here saying how, Tiffany has been disrespectful, and Tiffany is like, and so has Moniece and everything, and AD is like, bitch, you fucking started it. Like, what are you talking about here? You know what I'm saying? And she's, Tiffany is talking about how, AD would call her crying or whatever about finding text messages, in her phone or whatever, and how Moniece was shooting scenes with Rich Dollars up in, New York or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, AD is like, I never seen this side of her. Like, why is she so, like the rest of us have been saying, like, of course you love and care about your friends or whatever. You want to see the best for them. But at the same time, it's like she really was way too invested. But at the same time, AD, once again, that's your fault for sitting up here telling her every little thing that goes on between you and Moniece or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, and that's what kind of made a lot of us feel like, well, damn, is she in love with AD or whatever? But, yeah, I don't know if, at this point, I'm kind of starting to wonder if I kind of feel like maybe at this point, maybe Tiffany is not in love with AD, but she's just really too invested into the shit. You feel what I'm saying? But because I know I was saying at first it did come off as if she was in love with AD, but now I'm starting to feel like, yeah, it's really just a case of Tiffany being one of them friends that's just way too invested in the shit, doing too fucking much, and AD telling her too much, But anyway, so um Tiffany sitting up here saying that she's done with AD or whatever, and she wishes her the best, and you know, um and then she gonna sit up here talking about something. AD, are you ready to go through the lawsuits with Moniece and everything? This, that, and the third. And Nina was like, I mean, hold up. I thought you said that you wanted the best for her, like you wished the best for her or whatever. And Tiffany was like, yeah, I know, but da da whatever, whatever. And then she was backstage talking about something. She gonna see AD up in LA or whatever because she don't know who this person is. I'm like, well, she's saying the same thing about you. Y'all don't know each other right now. Y'all ain't here right now, okay? Anyways, we get Ray J and Princess. I don't really care about them too much. He had an accident, I think earlier that day or whatever, with his Scooty Bikes by Ray J. He had a little accident or whatever, tested them out, and scratched his face up. So that's why he had the band-aids on, and he put him and Princess's initials on the band-aids. And they're talking about his sperm issues or whatever. He claims that his sperm count is up now. Safari don't believe it. He needs to see receipts. And Nina is like, Lyrica, you was the one who told Hazel about the bet and everything. They acting all shocked. I'm like, y'all didn't see the episode where she told Hazel or whatever? And some of the guys kind of chimed in like, yeah, Lyrica always telling something or whatever. And Chanel was like, that's because she's being a good friend. I'm like, yeah, but when your husband is involved in the fuckery, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why even talk about it? But I mean, she did try to downplay, A1's part in that whole bet, or in that whole bet. That's why Hazel didn't come for him. She only came for Ray J and Safari. But yeah. So, anyways, he claims, Ray J claims that they wasn't trying to be mean or whatever. They was just lit and everything. And, he claims that Hazel was talented and all this other bullshit that they was talking about that I really ain't care for too much. So then we get Keisha and Booby out on the stage or whatever. And, they go over their storyline and everything. He's cool with her dating or whatever. Booby claims that he's happily single. Then Brooke interjects talking about no, he's not. Like, no, you're not, Booby. Like, he likes the idea of being married or whatever. Like, he's a Southern man. I'm like, what him being from the South got to do with him liking the idea of marriage or whatever? Like, if he liked the idea of marriage so much, he wouldn't have cheated on Keisha more than once. Like, come on, Brooke. So, when she said that, Keisha had the same reaction I had. She turned around and was looking like, like, this bitch here, she don't shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure she had the same thought that I had. Like, if he really was all about the idea of marriage, he wouldn't have did what he did. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, he's talking or whatever, and Keisha's mocking him and this, that, and the third as he's talking, and pretty much he doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes that he made in the marriage with her. And Brooke says that Booby has never said anything bad about Keisha or whatever. It's always been, great things or whatever. And he still talking about how Keisha has always held him down, yada, yada, yada. And Keisha says that they're always going to be family. So then we get to Bridget's storyline with her trying to change her image. Ray J feels that, she should still go into the pretty girl direction or whatever. And then they bring up, Bridget was like, yeah, I'm cool with that image too, or whatever. Like, anything anti-auntie or whatever. So, James is like, when I said that, I meant ballad music. You know what I mean? And, thing is, she was sitting up here singing heartbroken music or whatever when that's not her. And now she's sitting up here trying to be this overly sexual person, or sexy person, and that's not her neither. Just be herself or whatever. And she says that she trusts Ray J because he's family or whatever. And if it is going to be a train wreck, at least it's going to be with somebody that, that she's close to or whatever. So, she feels that the song is somewhat what led to her breakup with James. James disagree or whatever. And Bridget is like, I mean, his whole thing was I cheated on him or whatever. And, making this song about, my pussy being so good just made it even harder or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, Nina is like, well, he says you cheated multiple times. You said that you cheated maybe once or twice. So which one is it? And Bridget is like, I mean, I don't think the numbers matter or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you must have cheated multiple times then, and you just don't want to put that out there. But she was like, but she did have a point when she said that cheating is cheating. It don't matter how many times, a person has cheated or whatever. And Bridget don't think that James was trying. She don't think that he was really trying to get past it or whatever. And she feels that they could have avoided wasted time or whatever had he just told her he wasn't over it. And James is like, it's not that I wasn't over it, but actions have to change or whatever. And she was like, my actions did change or whatever for like a whole year, And Marcus is like, look, James wasn't over it. Let's be honest here. And had it been me, I wouldn't have been over it either. And Nina, she brings up the double standards between men and women cheating. And we all know the double standards, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a female just cheat one time, a dude will be ready to be like, fuck her. But a dude could cheat multiple times, and we supposed to be cool with it. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so pretty much they're both done or whatever. It's a wrap on that relationship. Safari sitting up here trying to be on some sentimental shit or whatever about them being open like that with their relationship on the show and everything. And at the same time, he low-key looking at Brooke like, I mean, not Brooke, Bridget like he trying to plot on her or whatever. So, anyways, we get to Fizz, wanting to reunite B2K or whatever. And, Nina is asking A1 his opinion because he's a producer, and A1 is like, it ain't gonna work without Omarion or whatever. And Fizz is like, yeah, because he's still on his high horse thinking that he could do it by himself when he can't or whatever. And Fizz still can't get in touch with Omarion, and that is kind of fucked up because I mean, it's obvious that Fizz and Omarion are not close like they used to be, but especially because Fizz has said that him and Boog are the closest out of all of them. But I still feel like you've known this man for all these years or whatever. The least you could do is be like, bro, I ain't really feeling this reunion right now, or I'm still trying to do my own thing. I'm just not with it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have said something to that man. Like, I think that is messed up of Omarion. You know what I'm saying? Ray J says that he was serious about doing the whole B2K reunion or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, they talk about him making them posters or whatever. And he's sitting up here talking about how Boog was going too hard in that meeting. I'm like, no, you were going too hard, okay? Like, all that shit, like I said, in the finale, in my review for the finale, Ray was just going above and beyond for no fucking reason when it wasn't that serious. But anyway, so Ray J was sitting up here talking about some, me and Safari was going to present them, our little B2K routine that we had, and how Safari knew the whole routine. So Safari bust a move or whatever, and I'm just like, this, no. That looked like that pop lock and stuff that he be doing or used to do back in the day when he was, like them videos of him when he used to, dance and all that other stuff, like, with the Jamaican stuff or whatever. That's what it looked like. It didn't look like B2K stuff, but I was just like, okay. But anyway, so then we get Zale versus Ray, Mr. Ray. So, Ray had already apparently told, the girls or whatever that he didn't want any dealings with Zale or whatever because of a previous relationship that Zale had with one of his friends and the stuff that he had heard. He didn't want to deal with him or whatever. Zale claims that it was never a relationship, and I think I saw this in the blogs, but I never really read up on the story or whatever. So Moniece is like, well, hold up, Ray, let me interject right here, when I talked to Zale about it, Zale said he never knew it was an issue between you two or whatever. Zale was like that. He found out that Ray blocked him and everything, and says that if you block me or whatever, suck my dick or whatever, and when I see you, I'ma slap you with it. And Nina is like, all this over a block? Like, I said the same thing, like, really? Like, all of this over a motherfucker blocking you? Like, okay. So, Masika is like, listen, y'all both were talking shit about each other, and I told both of y'all to stop or whatever, but that doesn't mean slither through, slither like a snake through the grass or whatever. And Zale is like, well, shit, I mean, if you being a snake too, why can't I slither, as well, or whatever. Zale, he's like, Zale is telling Masika, like, when you hated somebody, I ate them up. Like, I made them feel uncomfortable or whatever. Ask, Miss Nikki Baby and Hazel or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, he felt like, he was put in the position to be around Mr. Ray, and he didn't want to be around him because he didn't know whether he was going to lay hands on him or not. And Masika was like, well, I wish you would have said that to me. You feel what I'm saying? And, Nina is like, well, why do you hate Mr. Ray or whatever? Because because of the simple fact that the same things that you do, he doing with his friend. Just like how, what I'm saying, you have beef with somebody who has beef with your friend, he doing the same thing for his friend. So why do you hate him or whatever? Zale claims he doesn't hate Mr. Ray or whatever, and Nina is like, well, why do you always talk about big people and everything? And Zale is like, listen, I do have friends who are big or whatever, and I know it's wrong and everything, but when I'm in that fight, I just say whatever. It is to pretty much hurt the person or whatever. Zale says that Mr. Ray is nice looking or whatever. He never had any beef with him and everything. Nina asked them to call it a truce or whatever. Motherfuckers thinking that Zale's about to really real live hug Ray and shit like that. But it's never like that with Zale. Like, what I'm saying? So he, like I said, he about to go over there like he about to hug Ray and everything. And next thing you know, he attacks Mr. Ray. But we don't see it. They had the camera pan towards the audience, so we just heard it or whatever. And that's where they left off at on this part of the reunion. It really was kind of boring, to be quite honest. I'm surprised I got 23 minutes up out of it. It seems like next week is going to be a little bit more exciting. So yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think about it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, share the video, and I will see you guys in the next video.